Welcome back. You're still with us here on You Special. We are at the Indian Institute of Logistics here in Broadway, and we have been talking with students here who are pursuing their courses here. Now, we've been talking about logistics being the backbone of economic growth, supply chain management, and the whole importance of it. But let's start drawing comments on the challenges, really. Every job has its own challenges. Every job has its own risks. We journalists do have our risks. But Danielle, when it comes to things like logistics and port management, which are very sensitive areas if you come to think of it, or for a state, for a country, what are really the challenges?
It is a really effective one, and without that it causes many danger for our nation itself. And port agent is a necessary person who has to make maintenance of the vessel, who is in charge for the vessel to get in and get out of the port of a country. And he should maintain all these things ready, and he is a person who is going to provide crew as well as the necessary things for the vessel, and he must be sure that all his vessel is good and nothing danger is being brought into the nation, and nothing is taken out of the nation. Right.
I just want to, since he's looked at the broader picture about the whole nation and all of it, Karthik, we've heard and seen about the recent cases of hijacks of MV Suez and all of it, being splashed across the news. When it comes to something like that, a hijack, do you guys play a role at all when it comes to port management, or maybe in negotiating or anything at all? Do you have a role at all to play? How do you prepare yourself for something like that?
Obviously, hijack is a key for terrorists, because it depends upon the territory of the country. It depends upon the territory of the country. Basically, some calculation from port area to the ship side. It has some calculation. Actually, 12 nautical miles is controlled from the customs or something else.
So that is a role in terms of port management.
Yeah, port management.
Give me some more about how you guys will be instrumental, or how you'll be part of that whole process then.
The pirates, they hijack the vessel.
Right.
So they contact the charterer.
Yes.
Who's actually an acting owner of the vessel. So on behalf of the charterer, we might have a chance to negotiate. So it's not sure that the owner of the ship should be there. It's not like that. Some important person,
right,
who can take who can take
decision,
the decision, who has an ability to take the decision.
So are you trained then, on how to negotiate with pirates as part of your course study? I mean, these are extreme conditions. I know these are extreme conditions, but do you get some kind of a training, or how to cope up with such difficult situations?
We don't have any training, madam. It's an international issue. Anything going on, say a logistician, we can't do anything. If I work in the shipping management company, I should inform to my ship owner, vessel in the crisis condition. We must vacate from that issue. But main thing is that we got any valuable information regarding the terrorists or pirates, we should inform to the vessel captain. Then only he can navigate his route into another way.
Right. So even when it comes to communication, you need to think twice and thrice, because
yes, madam.
It's not just people who you think could be the actual person on the other side, right?
Yes, madam.
So also, since you were talking about how it is a global aspect, I mean, it's not just going to be ports of India that you're going to handle, because you're going to be exposed to other ports as well across the country, right? As far as that goes, you're going to be dealing with foreign waters, foreign clients as well. How do you keep yourself? I mean, keeping yourself up to date with what's happening around you in terms of let it be technology, or let it be the newest of newest resources, or whatever it is. Is that also something that you have to keep up to date, and a challenge as far as your career is concerned?
Actually, if we will be working for our Indian companies, as well as we'll be working for foreign companies. So if something happens beyond the international levels,
right,
we should know everything. in order to keep ourselves updated.
Okay. So do they kind of train you when you are here in the institute as far as going, as far as technology and all goes? Or is it something that you learn on the job, on hand, on hands experience, hands-on experience? Yeah.
No, actually, ma'am, these are on the on-job training. I mean, we are having 3 months of internships and 3 months of project work. So while we used to go on the job training, we used to be in contact with all the instruments and all the facilities which have been provided at the port level.
Right.
So there itself, we used to know how these technologies are working, how these equipments are actually working, and how much they are beneficial for the port security. I mean, from the perspective of the cargo loading, discharging, from the security level of the cargo, and for all the operations, whatever is going on in the port itself, that counts a lot over there. I mean, the technology is now become a key of success for any industry. Right. So it enhances this industry a lot.
Okay. Now, this is something that also kind of bolsters the economic growth, because you have to make sure in a way that you make sure that, cargo or whatever it is goes from the origin to the supply to the destination, that is. So if you kind of mess up with something, some little detail, you've lost it, right? So there's a sense of accountability that you need to answer to. Is that also a challenge for people like you?
Yes, obviously, logistics is generally water is covered 1/3 of surrounding the world. So logistics plays a very keen role in
shipping. Or
no, economic
cargo, right? in economic growth.
In
yes.
economic growth,
Yes.
as well as the demand for shipping is a very derived demand. So one country's economic scale, it based upon the import and export.
Yes, very true.
So we have to improve. Every country has to be concentrate on that.
Right. So that's also something that you need to look into, even the minutest of minute details, right? Because like you were saying, time is money, and you really can't afford to mess up, because one small mistake is going to cost your company and maybe even your country lots and lots of money, right? Okay. Now that we've discussed about the challenges as well, we've beaten around the challenges and how to enter this this course and this industry. Let's take a look at India. Let's also take a look at the city of Chennai, where it stands in the logistic map. How far does the scope go? Is there a career option while you're here right in Chennai? Because we are surrounded by water as well, there could be lots of scope, but we're going to explore all of that and much more when we come back on the last and final segment of You Special. We'll be right back.